Once again, I say it like this, man. That pretty much comes down to each individual's preference. You might, hey, listen, you might even have a old head calling here and tell you that George Mikan was the shizzle. I know
he took it to Minneapolis.
Depends on what you like. It is a part of the Laker tradition or what have you. So it just depends on what you like.
Why do everybody like Kobe?
What'll be interesting to see is that if Kobe gets this sixth championship, whenever he does get it, he could be maybe the third best Laker or the second best Laker of all time, but he may be top 5 all time in the NBA. It just depends on how you want to look at it. You could play around with it so much, but I will tell you this, man. You don't get 28,000, close to 29,000 points by being no bum.
Exactly.
And I say it like this: the greatest Laker of all time is Phil Jackson because he got more rings than all of them. Right. So what are y'all gonna say about that? But look, let's get on to the next name at hand. Kenyon Martin, man. I heard what's up with him, Kdub?
Kenyon Martin was one of the few players that went over to Asia to play during the lockout, and because China put a restriction on on players that come from the NBA and leaving mid-season, he had to wait some time. From what I understand, he's going to be eligible to play in March. But he recently just signed with the LA Clippers, and I think that's a great pickup for them. I had a conversation with someone, and they were talking about he should have went to Miami. But if you look at it from the perspective that he may be looking at it, you're going to a very young team, a running team, which fits his style. Coming from, if you remember him back in playing with the Nets and with Denver, and now you're playing with Chris Paul. So you're playing with Chris Paul, and if you really look at it, Chris Paul is going to add 6 to 8 points to your average. It's not really a situation where he has to work for his shot or anything like that. All he has to do is play defense, rebound, and run the floor. So you're adding that to the equation. At some point during the season, you may have a front line of Kenyon Martin, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan is
he beast. I seen the Clippers. He on point. That's a nice.
That's a good look for him. Like I said, his the type of player that he is. Chris Paul is going to add another 6 to 8 points to his average, and sky's is the limit with the Clippers right now. Even though they did get some bad news earlier today.
Yeah, that's what
I'll talk about right now. Last night, Chauncey Billups, who started at the point guard position last night, he went down with an Achilles injury, and it has been reported within the last hour that in actuality is a torn Achilles. So he's out for the season as of right now.
Mo Williams look real good right now,
though. To them, but they have enough players. Caron Butler, Mo Williams. You have enough players to basically try to make up for that. But that still is a real deep blow to the Clipper organization.
That's a big step up for everybody on the Clippers team right now. I mean, you got to understand that's an outside threat. That's a man who can distribute the ball just as well as Chris Paul can. So it's a scary situation all around for him.
I'm sorry?
I said it's a scary situation for them all around. Just losing him, you lose his leadership, you lose his scoring, you lose a lot of things with him.
Exactly.
That's cool now, but I would go back and say Kenyon Martin is whack, and we'll move on.
He dated Trilla. He can't be whack.
Man, there you go. He's officially whack now. Thank you. Just like her career. Oh, that's right.
I'm sure he won't think about her career.
He need to be. He about to be broke again. But next on our list, what's going on, my man? The Harvard graduate, the man, the Asian assassin in New York, Jeremy Lin.
My man,
work.
Yeah, Jeremy Lin, man, has been a pleasant surprise to all Knicks fans. If you've been following the show and even following the NBA, you would see that one of the main problems that the Knicks are having is the point guard position. Waiting on Baron Davis to come off of an injury. You've had Tony Douglas try to fill in at the point guard position. Not really a point guard. He's more of a combo guard. You had Iman Shumpert, pretty much the same type of player. He's more of a combo guard. But last week, man, Jeremy Lin was inserted into the lineup. He did some real good things, and then he came off the bench against the Nets. And basically, if it wasn't for him, they would have lost. He got his career high against the Nets, and then last night he basically went over his career high, scoring 28 points and defeating the Utah Jazz, and he was inserted into the starting lineup last night. So, you know, I'm very happy for him because this was an individual that was in the D League. He's from Harvard University. He's from Harvard. A very good, decent player, and to be honest with you, he's the type of player that can run that D'Antoni system, if you want to call it a system. That's the type of point guard that they need to run that system. It'll be interesting to see what will happen within the next week or so. Can he stay up to that level? I mean, the guy does score points. He scored, if I'm not mistaken, he scored 30 against Connecticut maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's not a bum. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Yeah, Jeremy Lin has stepped up and along with the New York Giants, he's become New York's favorite player. And
he's the smartest man on the court every night.
You know what, River? You funny about that.
Hey, you know he is Harvard graduate.
Can a Knicks fan speak to another Knicks fan?
Oh Jesus.
Kdub, we sitting at 10 and 15, man. What do you think? Where do you think we're gonna fall? We started out real slow.
Lottery,
man. We're not listening to Rube because Rube is on Kobe's tip 24/7. Let's just talk as Knicks fans, being that they 10 and 15. I mean, they could be, considering the injuries, could be a lot worse. What do you foresee out of it? Can we get 40 wins out of this 61-game season?
Well, I'll say it like this, man. Right now, they're 10 and 15. They're only one game behind Milwaukee for that 8th position. With the injury last night, Carmelo Anthony sustained a groin injury that's going to keep him out for 1 to 2 weeks. So, you know, some players are going to have to step up. You got Amari Stoudemire, who, sad situation.
Yeah, his brother
in a car accident yesterday. That's why he didn't play last night. So, you know, he's going to be probably coming back playing with a heavy heart. You really don't know with that type of situation how a player is going to react coming back from dealing with the death in their family. It could be a situation where the team can come together and rally behind him. So within the next week or so, you can see how
it's a tough stretch before the All-Star break.
It's sad because of the fact that every week it seems as though that there's another situation that delays the progress of the Knicks. But like I said, as bad as the Knicks are right now, they're 10 and 15. They're one game behind Milwaukee for that 8th spot. Granted, we're nowhere near the playoffs, but right now we just gotta win whatever games we can win and just tread water until we get that full staff back.
I feel you.
You know what? We just got a new visitor in the house. Our other co-host, guest host, sponsor, everything she's talking about today. You know what? You watch any basketball there, April? Ooh, Kdub, you should see the sound.
That's Afro Puffs.
No,
looking like Rage up in here.
No, I haven't.
Rough and stuff with my Afro Puff. Hey!
Is this an Afro Puff or an Afro?
It's an Afro.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Afro Puff sounded hot though.
You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. You just had to throw in the fact that April's in the house with us right now, Kdub. What's going on,
April?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good, very good, very good.
Sounds like you're. What are you doing?
Kdub may be cooking dinner for us. Kdub, you guys.
Hey, you know what? To be honest, I am cooking dinner.
What you find out down there in ATL, brother?
I thought I heard a lip smack.
Hey, man, we got some baked chicken and
Big chicken.
we look over little Uncle Ben's chicken and broccoli rice.
Nice.
Hey, gotta make sure I eat.
That's right.
Good.
Yeah. Especially when you got Oklahoma City and Chicago next on the lineup. What's going on with those two teams?
Man, Oklahoma City and Chicago is just rolling along. Oklahoma is 19-5. They just had a real good win last night. In Portland, it was a controversial call that sent it into overtime, and they wound up winning. And then you got Chicago, man. Chicago has been dealing with injuries after, week by week, and they're 21-6. Last night, Derrick Rose suffered some back spasm. He wasn't able to play, but Luol Deng came back from a hand injury. They just keep rolling along, man. They're still scary, man. They're really, really scary. They're a scary team to see. I think overall that, if you want to say Chicago is the number one team in the league, I would say Oklahoma City would be 1A. They just keep continuing to win games. We'll see how everything pans out toward the end of the season. We're coming up toward the middle of February, coming up on that All-Star All-Star break where we can kind of get an idea as far as what teams are for real and what teams aren't. But Chicago and Oklahoma right now leading the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference are the cream of the crop.
Speaking of All-Star break, who's going to be in the All-Stars this year?
Right now, last week they announced the All-Star starters. This coming Thursday, they'll be announcing the reserves for the Wolf Brand. Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin, and the person I've been telling y'all about, man, Andrew Bynum.
Bynum!
He wanted to be on the All-Star team. They done one up on me and announced him as a starter. The fans announced him as a starter, so I'm happy for that dude. You know, another Jersey guy represented. And on the Eastern Conference, we have Derrick Rose, D. Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, LeBron James. Not really too much of a surprise right there. So, you know, what'll be interesting to see what reserves are going to be picked on this Thursday.
That's right. That's right. Any other injuries we got to talk about, Kdub?
Yeah, I talked about Chauncey Billups. I talked about Carmelo Anthony last night with the bad groin. Danilo Gallinari, 2 weeks ago, we spoke about him re-signing and getting a good contract. Well, last night he had a bad injury to his ankle, and comes to find out he has a chipped bone in his foot. So he'll be out for some time, which, you know, it may affect the Denver Nuggets because he is one of their better. He's basically their guy. You know, it's a team full of it's a team of not one star. So we'll see how they come together and rally behind him being out. And that pretty much is it. Also, I wanted to make mention that Kevin Love was suspended for 2 games.
Yeah, he was dirty. He pulled a Christian Laettner.
He was hit in the man region 2 weeks ago by Luis Scola,
who got no suspensions.
I guess it still was in his mind because they played again a few days ago, and he threw Luis Scola down on the ground and made sure that he wiped his feet off on his arm/face as he was running up court. So the league didn't want to have nothing to do with that, so they suspended him for 2 days. But to be honest with you, if you're a man, I really don't have no problem with that, man. You know, but that's my own opinion.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Well, before we get out of here on you, Kdub, what games of the week we're gonna watch this week?
Oh, I kiss my own behind. I've been on point with these games I've been calling out. So.
Yeah,
You can kiss your own behind?
That's how Kdub gets down.
hopefully these games that I'm gonna call out, you know, hopefully they'll live up to the billing. Tomorrow, Dallas and Denver, and Minnesota and Memphis. On Thursday, you got the Classic, Lakers against the Celtics in Boston, and on Friday, you got the Clippers against Philly. Man, I went to go see Philly play on Saturday against the Hawks, and those that don't know, man, Philly is the real deal, and Lou Williams is the leading scorer, and this man comes off of the bench, and he's their closer. Philly is the real deal. If you ever get an opportunity to check them out, you won't be disappointed. You know, so like I said, this coming Friday, the Clippers against Philly. See how many dunks Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan get.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, Kdub. You got any questions or comments? Hit us up at 804.
No, sir. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good week, and you know, we'll touch base next week, man.
Yeah, we look forward to it. And look, you know what? I'm still waiting to find out what's going on with you and Nugman 25 on that NBA Live game. What's going on? I mean,
no, man. I know.
Y'all holding out.
If it was boxing, they might say I'm ducking them or something.
Yeah, I think you are.
I've been a little busy. I rule, but I ain't forget about you, man.
What's your middle name? Pacquiao?
Gonna get it in.
I ain't forget about you either.
Your middle name Pacquiao. I know. You can tell us the truth. But anyway,
hey man, you sitting over there like Don King. You really
he feeling
trying to make this happen.
I'm trying to make it happen, man. Hey, pay-per-view all day, every day.
like he getting paid or something.
Jay tell you, I know how to make some money. But listeners, give us a call, 804-726-3430. We're going to hit this quick break, but give us a call, 804-726-3430.
Peace and love, y'all.
Later.
But tonight